Welcome everyone to the new game of chess. e4 is being played by me. e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop to c4. The Italian game, knight to f6, knight to g5, bishop to c4, c5 sorry, and capture, attacking the queen and the rook. A check is given, the king is left. I cannot capture the bishop because it will be trapped, and in the analysis I have shown already, so you may wait and do watch out the analysis too. I captured the free rook, and my opponent does an inaccurate move. He has to save the bishop. The knight shall be gone in the far future. Now I'm planning to give a check, and the pawn shall come over there, capture with the knight, capture. So I was totally confused that what should I do in that position because of the time shortage. Since it was a blitz game, 3+2 was there, and I wanted to play as simple as I can, so I moved in between the bishop and the knight, and my opponent has to save one of them. I have captured one. He gave a check and I captured the knight, because if he was about to save bishop and capture the knight, so he did a smart exchange, which I prefer that. And the next knight is inside the game, attacking the queen. I captured the free bishop, and now my rook is free. Captures the pawn, attacking the free rook, but this is not the game of rook because I am a piece up. I have already taken the rook, and I have to force mate my opponent. I move my bishop to g5 in order to, if he captures, I'll give a check. Next move it will be a mate. The mate in 2 is over there, so he tried to exchange the queens because of the delusional attack, and I give a checkmate in the next move because the bishop is already saving my queen and the next bishop is crossing the path. Okay everyone, now we are moving towards the game review and check out our accuracy rate. My accuracy rate was 80.1 while my opponent was 49.2. Let's check out the game. I played e4, he played e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop to c4. The Italian game is on the board. My opponent played the knight to f6. I would prefer this from the experienced players because they could handle this position very well as compared to the beginners. So I don't recommend beginners to play this one, and they may directly go for the bishop, then they may move the bishop and do the rook, so the knight, and do a castle. In this position, it would be much better as compared to moving your knight because it would be trapped. So my opponent played the knight, I played the knight to g5 and attacking this pawn, because if I attack this one, the king cannot capture, and furthermore it will be a double attack on the rook and the queen. So my opponent also moved for a trap. He moved the bishop to c5 in order to make a highly trapped position for the white. If the white wasn't experienced, he would definitely win by this move. So I captured the pawn and he gave me a check. Now in this position, you have seen that I didn't capture, but if I capture, what will happen? If I capture, the knight will give me a check. If I move over here, the king will come over here and save this one. And if I get greedy, I will give a check. If I move over there, next check. He cannot come over here because this square is taken by the knight. This square is taken by the queen, and same by the pawn. He will move on this square and it will be a single move checkmate in this position. So this would happen if I capture the bishop on this. If I capture the bishop in this position, this thing shall happen. So I didn't capture the bishop, and according to the book it says it's a correct move. I just saved my king and he saved the queen. I captured the rook. Now we do see that the knight in this square is not safe. It will be captured in the far future, and furthermore you did see that that shows that it is quite equivalent. Though I'm a piece up according to the material, but again it will be equal if my opponent was quite strong. So he did an inaccurate move, saving the bishop with the knight and making a tempo attack over here, furthermore moving the next knight. So this was his plan, and I just directly moved my queen to f3 to attack the bishop and attack the knight. According to the computer, it says that I must move my queen in this square to the h5 to give a check. If he moves the pawn, I'll capture. He will capture back, so I'll give a check. Now the queen cannot save this one. He have to come in this square, and I give a next check. If I give a check, he will move the queen shall be traded, and I'll move my pawn, the knight shall go back, and I'll capture the bishop. So this game shall continue in this methodology. Which I was, due to the time shortage, I didn't do that. I came in between them, and he gave a check with the knight, which is again an incorrect move. I captured with the bishop in order to next move should come over here. In case my opponent captures the free bishop, then this will be a checkmate in this position. My opponent attacked my queen, which was an okay move, but the bishop was totally free. I captured the bishop and he captured the pawn, and the rook is free for him. But you may know that this is not the game of rook. This is the game of checkmate in order to capture the king. So I applied the same method, diverting the queen. If the queen captured this, then it will be a checkmate. It will be a check. He will move in this square, and it will be a checkmate in the next move. So he saved the queen, and he was thinking that I would exchange the queens with him, while I didn't, and I directly give a checkmate in this position, and the game ended. So this was the game. I hope you have enjoyed it.